Okay, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to use BrowserOperator to fill out this form and submit it. And I'll start here with my Pinkfish workflow. I'm creating a new workflow. The first thing I'm going to do is load in data into the first step. So I'm going to take a record here and I will upload it. And I will just say get one record. Just JSON. This is just so we can see it in the first step. You don't need to do this, but I just want to read it in and show you what it looks like so you can see the data coming in. Now, normally what you do rather than just uploading the data to your workflow here is you would go get it from somewhere. So you might go get it from an S3 bucket, or you might get it from Dropbox or Box or what have you, and then load it in so that you have it. And best practice is to create a workflow that loads in one record at a time, and then to automate or send in each record one at a time and call this workflow repeatedly. So this becomes a worker that works on one record at a time. And we have a whole orchestration system that allows you to batch up this kind of job where you can go load in a number of records and then just call a worker over and over again. So that's how I would manage it if you had thousands of records or millions of records. I would use orchestration to go get those records and kind of load them in continuously into this worker. So now we have our record, we can see it there, and this data is going to be used to fill out this form. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot. So one thing that is really helpful to do is to give the coding agent a screenshot of the form that you're going to fill out, because then it knows exactly what to do. So here I will add another step. And I will invoke BrowserOperator, and I'll say fill out the form at, I'm going to give it the URL here, using the data from the previous step, see attached for view of the form. And now I'm going to drag that screenshot in here, so it has reference to that form. So now it has a visual reference, and I'll click return there, and now it's going to code up the code necessary to go launch the virtual browser and to inject all of our data from the previous step into the form. Okay, so let's click run and then watch it go. One thing to note is that the first time you run it, it's going to be fresh, and so it may take longer to run the first time. Every subsequent time after that, it'll be cached, so it'll run pretty fast. And the way that the caching works is that it uses the prompt. So when you change the prompt, the cache gets invalidated. But if you use the same prompt, it'll be cached, and so it'll run fast. So you can see it working here, and we can see it said thank you. Oh, it happened really quick there before the terminal ended, and hopefully we'll get to see that in our playback there. But you can also look at the logs down here, so we can see, we can just track what's happened here and see if it was successful or not. And we can see the replay going there. Usually it cuts off right before the end if you don't put a little wait at the end, but it looks like it captured most of it there. I don't know if I said fill out the forms, but I didn't say submit the forms. Why don't I just try that actually? So actually fill out the forms and also submit the button. Submit. That's kind of weird phrasing, but I think it'll figure out what I meant. And so this is one way that you can continually refine your automations as you're working through them, is you can kind of continue the conversation. So this will invalidate the cache because I've changed the task prompt. And so it'll start fresh again. And let's see if it just goes all the way through and submits. It should just do the same thing, but click the button at the end. Let's give it a watch. So small there. I wish you could see that a little bit bigger. There it goes. College. Sarah should be a female. Good. Let's see here. Years of experience. And then there's a date picker here. Date pickers are often challenging, but it does a pretty good job, especially if you give it that screenshot. Okay, there it goes. So now we can confirm that it went through. And if you want to take a look at your log, in kind of full size, you can just click there and see exactly what happened all the way through. It just went to replay mode, so kind of it reloaded there, but we can look back at our log now and kind of go through and just see what it did, see what actions, what it was, how it was set up. And so all of these are actually options that you can set. If you go to the documentation, you can read about all the various options for running your remote browser session. So that is it. The key elements are that you might load your data in a step one, and then use your browser operator to fill out those forms. And again, just try to you wouldn't want to do 2,000 all in one workflow here. You really want to do just one at a time, and then you can recover from failure pretty easily, because you can, if you have 1,000 that are running, you can in the monitor, and I'll go over to the monitor here. You can really easily see those that have succeeded and those that have failed. So be sure to do one at a time. And there you have it. That's filling out forms with Browser Operator.